page 88. "He is a good dog, aren't you, Ribsy?" Henry patted him. "He is not a good dog," contradicted Ramona. "He took my cookie away from me and gobbled it right up." "Oh," said Henry uncomfortably. "I didn't know he ate your cookie." "Well, he did," said Ramona, "and I made him go in the bathroom until he could be a good dog." From the way Henry looked at Ramona, Beezus could tell he didn't think much of her reason for shutting Ribsy in the bathroom. "Oh, Ramona," Mother looked amused and exasperated at the same time. "Just because you were sent to your room is no reason for you to try to punish Henry's dog." "It is too," said Ramona defiantly. "He was bad." "Well, I guess I better be going," said Henry. "Come on, Ribsy." "Don't go, Henry," begged Beezus. "Maybe we could go out on the porch or someplace and play a game." "Some other time, maybe," answered Henry. "I've got things to do." "All right," agreed Beezus reluctantly. Henry probably knew they wouldn't be safe from Ramona anywhere the way she was behaving today. When Henry had gone, Ramona gave a hop to make her rabbit ears flop. "Now we can play tiddlywinks," she announced, as if she had been waiting for this moment all afternoon. "No, we can't," snapped Beezus, who could not remember when she had been so annoyed with Ramona. "Yes, we can," said Ramona. "Henry's gone now." "We can't because I won't play, so there," answered Beezus. It wasn't as though Henry came over every day to play checkers. He came only once in a while, and then they couldn't play because Ramona was so awful. Just then the telephone rang, and Mother answered it. "Oh, hello, Beatrice," Beezus heard her say. "I was hoping you'd call." "Tiddlywinks, tiddlywinks, I want to play tiddlywinks," chanted Ramona, shaking her head back and forth. "Not after the way you spoiled our checker game," said Beezus. "I wouldn't play tiddlywinks with you for $1,000,000. "Yes!" shouted Ramona. "Children!" Mother put her hand over the mouthpiece of the telephone. "I'm trying to talk to your Aunt Beatrice." For a moment, Beezus forgot her quarrel with Ramona. "Is she coming over today?" she asked eagerly. "Not today," Mother smiled at Beezus, "but I'll tell her you'd wish she'd come." "Tell her she hasn't been here for 2 whole weeks," said Beezus. "Tiddlywinks, tiddlywinks," chanted Ramona, more quietly this time. "We're going to play tiddlywinks." "We are not," whispered Beezus furiously. And as she looked at Ramona, a terrible thought came to her. Right that very instant, she was so exasperated with Ramona that she did not like her at all. Not one little bit. Crashing her tricycle into the checkerboard, throwing a tantrum, and shoving a dog into the bathroom. How could one 4-year-old be such a pest all in one afternoon? And Ramona wasn't one bit sorry about it either. She was glad she had driven Henry home with her naughtiness. Just look at her, thought Beezus. Cookie crumbs sticking to the front of her overalls, her hands and face dirty, and those silly paper ears. She's just awful. That's what she is. Perfectly awful. And she looks so cheerful. To look at her, you wouldn't know she'd done a thing. She's spoiled my whole afternoon, and she's happy. She even thinks she'll get me to play tiddlywinks with her. Well, I won't. I won't because I don't like her one little bit." To get away from Ramona, Beezus stalked into the living room and threw herself into her father's big chair. "Not one little bit," she thought fiercely. But as Beezus sat listening to her mother, chatting and laughing over the phone, she began to feel uncomfortable. She ought to like Ramona. Sisters always liked each other. They were supposed to, like Mother and Aunt Beatrice. But that was different, Beezus thought quickly. Aunt Beatrice wasn't like Ramona. She was Aunt Beatrice, loving and understanding and full of fun. Ramona was noisy and grubby and exasperating. "I feel so mixed up," thought Beezus. "Sometimes I don't like Ramona at all, and I'm supposed to like her because she's my sister. And, oh dear, even if she's a little, can't she ever be more like other people's sisters?" Page 94, Chapter 4, Ramona and the Apples. "Mother, I'm home," Beezus called as she burst into the house one afternoon after school. Mother appeared, wearing her hat and coat and carrying a shopping list in her hand. She kissed Beezus. "How was school today?" she asked. "All right. We studied about Christopher Columbus," said Beezus. "Did you, dear?" said Mother absent-mindedly. "I wonder if you'd mind keeping an eye on Ramona for half an hour or so while I do the marketing. She was up so late last night, I let her have a long nap this afternoon, and I wasn't able to go out until she woke up." "All right, I'll look after her," agreed Beezus. "I told her she could have 2 marshmallows," said Mother as she left the house. Ramona came out of the kitchen with a marshmallow in each hand. Her nose was covered with white powder. "What's Christopher Columbus?" she asked. "Christopher Columbus," Beezus corrected. "Come here, Ramona. Let me wipe off your nose." "No," said Ramona, backing away. "I just powdered it." Closing her eyes, Ramona pounded one of the marshmallows against her nose. Powdered sugar fell all over her face. "These are my powder puffs," she explained. Beezus started to tell Ramona not to be silly. She'd get all sticky, but then decided it would be useless. Ramona never minded being sticky. Instead, she said, "Christopher Columbus is the man who discovered America. He was trying to prove that the world is round." "Is it?" Ramona sounded puzzled. She beat the other marshmallow against her chin. "Why, Ramona, don't you know the world is round?" Beezus asked. Ramona shook her head and powdered her forehead with a marshmallow. "Well, the world is round just like an orange," Beezus told her. "If you could start out and travel in a perfectly straight line, you would come right back where you started from." "I would?" Ramona looked as if she didn't understand this at all. She also looked as if she didn't care much, because she went right on powdering her face with the marshmallows. "Oh, well," thought Beezus, "there's no use trying to explain it to her." She went into the bedroom to change from her school clothes into her play clothes. As usual, she found Ramona's doll, Bendix, laying on her bed, and with a feeling of annoyance she tossed it across the room to Ramona's bed. When she had changed her clothes, she went into the kitchen, ate some graham crackers and peanut butter, and helped herself to 2 marshmallows. If Ramona could have 2, it was only fair that she should have 2 also. After eating the marshmallows and licking the powdered sugar from her fingers, Beezus decided that reading about Big Steve would be the easiest way to keep Ramona from thinking up some mischief to get into while Mother was away. "Come here, Ramona," she said as she went into the living room. "I'll read to you." There was no answer. Ramona was not there. "That's funny," thought Beezus, and went into the bedroom. The room was empty. "I wonder where she can be," said Beezus to herself. She looked in Mother and Father's room. No one was there. "Ramona!" she called. No answer. "Ramona, where are you?" Still no answer. Beezus was worried. She did not think Ramona had left the house because she had not heard any doors open and close. Still, with Ramona, you never knew. Maybe she was hiding. Beezus looked under the beds. No Ramona. She looked in the bedroom closets, the hall closet, the linen closet, even the broom closet. Still no Ramona.